Well, it's another beautiful morning. I thought you guys might want to be part of morning horse time. Um, I'll check audio. Checking audio. Let's see. See if it's good. Just gonna check on my other phone. Yep, sounds good. All right. Okay, so Kathy's already here. Kathy, I'm just going to and so I'll be right back. good. Okay, I gotta go get the. a lot of bravery to do that with an enemy around. But work on the best business. Maybe better. So, I'm going to hip over this way a little. On the other side of the face. Like I said, when you're doing this stuff, you never know where you're doing something else. So you hit this stuff. It's Anyways, hopefully that's interesting. Hopefully that's interesting. You guys have been staring at Ruli the whole time. It's hilarious. Yes, the horses just tend to stand around an awful lot. But with Gracie free now, I expect the situation to change. So we'll see what happens. Yep, there she goes. I don't know if the older girls are going to put up with her. So I'm just raising up the tripod a bit here to get out of the sun. I see that the lens flare is really kind of in the way of being able to see clearly. So, okay, hang on a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. And oh, see, here comes Lena. Okay, we're set. I think we're set. Mostly set. Something like that. And oh, jeez, just a young punk, eh? Just gotta. All the girls are gonna go talk to her. To you. Settle down. Lena's on the move, so now everybody's kind of on the move. Whether it has anything to do with me being in the arena, hard to say. Now, you guys also, on a side note, you should have a better internet connection, or this should be a better stream. I've moved my Wi-Fi connection spot closer, much closer, about 150, maybe 100 feet closer. So there shouldn't be that audio and video drop off and pixelation that we saw before. Now I'm gonna look through some questions, see what you guys got. Hopefully that all worked. Just a punk, eh? Just gotta... Oh, looks like the microphone wasn't working the whole time, eh? No, it was not. Oh, no. Well, let's see. For everybody that was watching that, I was really just talking through what I was doing. And for the most part, I mean, it didn't work at all. There wasn't any audio. That's nuts. Oh, I did have a microphone on me. Oh well. I'll probably, I'll see if I can, play that over again in a different video. And what's Ruli doing? Ruli's sniffing poop. That's good. You hear me now, right? Audio's working now, isn't it? Audio is odd. Audio is good. Oh, I see. So it just wasn't working when I was in the arena. occasionally becomes a low resolution. What a waste of a good live stream. I've got my internet connection so much closer too. It should be working correctly. Well, for the most part, the work that I was trying to do with her was to get her to, and yes, everybody's just standing around doing nothing now. So I'll zoom more there. The work that I was trying to do with her was to get her to relax, to have her put her head down. When I touch her, and based on her response, I would increase or decrease pressure. And I mean pressure is in physical strength pressure, not how much I'm moving around or something like that, but literally if you ever watch or ever seen a book, or I think he's got some DVDs out, this guy named Jim Masterson, I think he's got 4 steps to pressure, and one is, you know, to hold a grape, the other one's to hold an egg, or something is to indent a lemon or something. I can't remember exactly. All the terms, but the pressure that I'm referring to when touching the top of her head or around her ears or something like that is that literally it's whether or not I'm trying to be super light to the touch, like almost a tickle, just the hair, or I get just barely to the skin, or I end up pushing on the skin, or I had a girl show up here for a lesson. She was learning off of somebody, and the touch was referred to whether you get to hair, skin, muscle, or bone. Those are the levels of touches, pressure-wise, pushing-wise, physical pressure. So there's other ways, there's lots of ways that people put it, but that's essentially what I'm doing is, and it's been sort of, I don't know about scientifically, but definitely anecdotally, that horses can be very, very sensitive to even just the lightest touches, and you can sort of tickle or touch them so lightly that it'll actually release pressure. It's like magic. It's literally like black magic. You just wave your hand over them and suddenly something releases in the fascia or something like that. I don't know if I fully believe that stuff, but I do believe that a particular amount of pressure on a high-strung or stressed out horse, or physically stressed horse, can make a difference. So that was my goal with her. So when I was working with her, I'm going to take this part out. When this is done, and maybe either tonight, or I don't know when I'll do it, but I'm going to download this video. I'm going to take out those parts, and I think I'm going to break down what I did in there, because nobody could hear me, which is really disappointing. I'm not sure why the microphones weren't working. They are set up to work. You can hear me now. So that is disappointing, but there's some science, and then there's really true feel to touch. And so I really enjoy working with Gracie for that reason. I enjoy working with her to get that sensitive, because I'm not really going to see a lot of that in Lena or Luke, maybe a little bit in Roni. He's a little bit more of a sensitive guy, but Gracie's probably the closest thing to, I don't know if you guys can see it, but she's just attached to, okay, let's see if my internet connection should be much, much better. Let me know if it's a fail or something. Let's go into the arena and check things out. Like this. And we'll head over to the bridge or something here. I don't know if it's going to make a difference that I'm in here, but you guys can see what Gracie's up to, just hanging around with Lena. Every horse is social, you know, they all want to have friends. They all want to be close to somebody. So I guess for Gracie, Lena's it right now. The quality is not good, too much moving. It's so lame. What is going on with my internet? Okay, I'm gonna stop moving as much and we'll see if it helps. So I'm gonna plant myself here on the bridge. And okay, so let me know how it is now. How's that? I guess I could check myself, can't I? I got my own phone with me. And let's see. That's not so bad now. Yeah, I think it's... They come. Oh, see? Yeah. Gracie's at the back, and all the girls are... Yeah, so all I'll do is I'll try not to move too much here. But that's how video streaming works. It uses a higher amount of bandwidth if you got movement. So this is essentially what they look like after they stop playing. They're just standing around. The sound is weird, eh? See Lena looking. It's because Gracie's on her way up. Slowly. Very slowly. There. So a lot of that work, you know, you really have to be quite... Yeah. Okay. You really have to be quite sensitive to whether or not they're responding to light stuff or not, or heavy stuff, and it's too much, and then you go lighter and lighter and lighter till literally you can barely feel what you're doing, and that can be very effective. Oh, Gracie's just gonna probably have a roll. The girls are just standing around the sun. This is totally normal, very, very normal. Yeah, Gracie's having a roll. So anyway, so that's what I was doing. I was trying to... And I was trying to narrate my way through. I really was mostly talking to her, but I explained a little bit here and there what I was doing with my hands. I'll see if I can bump that part out. And talk about what I was doing at the time. But a lot of it really is just getting her... Oh, here she comes. A lot of it is just getting her to calm down, chill out about the head thing, approach from different directions, approach with different amounts of pressure. Sometimes whether I'm looking at her or not looking at her, things like that will make a difference. Sometimes I find she responds a little bit better when I'm looking at her. So that's the... Down completely? What do you mean down completely? What's down completely? Okay, I'm only seeing part of these. Let's see if I got any questions. I might have to go back up to the top. Do I have to go back up to the top? Everything is up, says David. Okay, that's good. Okay, questions. Oh, geez, I can't even get them all. There's so many in here. You guys are chitty chatters. Maria's here. Hello, Maria. Martine, you've made it. Usually if I do the morning one, you can make it. North to Hope. Hello from Northwest Arizona. Oh, thanks for joining the Patreon. I really appreciate that. Love the extra content, especially the hoof trimming videos. Yep, got lots more of those coming. Wish I'd found you a long time ago. I have a lot binge watching to do now. I hear that a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate you popping in on Patreon. That's really great. There's lots more coming. I've got a long list of videos on the list to do that. that material there. So all that extra material really is, you know, to understand more in-depth stuff, like talking about doing stuff with Gracie, talking about feet. Hoof trimming is generally not, this channel tends to not necessarily attract hoof trimming people. You really, well, a lot of people want to watch horses just walk around and play, and then now they're just standing around nothing. Gracie's searching for weeds, so that's good. I like it when she gets on my weeds. So yeah, Patreon's just it's terrific for offloading all that really more advanced. Is Gracie an Arabian? Yes, she has always been answered. Yeah, Gracie is an Arabian. My gelding's near it, been working on hoof problems with him. His fronts have started to rotate, but I think gone soon enough. Fronts have started to rotate. I'm a little nervous about the concept of rotate. It's been used in the past a little bit incorrectly, but I think I probably imagine nowadays now it probably all means the same thing, but sometimes it hasn't. Carla's here. Hello, Carla. Ida, Kathy. No audio, but we're still impressed. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that sucks. I wish there was audio. It would have been a little bit more interesting, I think, because I was quietly working my way through. Now, it might have been that the microphone, because I'm speaking much louder now. I was speaking quite quietly. I was using low tones, so there's a chance maybe that the microphone wasn't picking up because I was speaking so quietly. I don't know. I will. I think what I'm going to need to do is check in a little bit more often, or have a camera person. You know? Anyways, Shirley's here. Hello, Shirley. Maureen, hello. You calmed Gracie too much. Oh, thanks, Martine. Very kind of you. Sorry, these guys are like statues. Other than shaking a head or a tail. Gracie's still searching for weeds, guys. So nothing interesting going on there. And one of the legs is a little loose. Let me just tighten that. Okay. Alice is here. Yes, Alice, I'm off screen in here. If I can't see anything past Dave's where he says exactly Sue. Let me check on this thing here. I thought I saw some more. Yeah, if anybody's asked a question and I don't answer it yet, please just put it back in. I promise I just haven't seen it. Oh, Lioness is here. Hello. Horse's skin is very sensitive. It is. So is ours. It's the same. Hanging in the warmth of the statues. North Hope, I like your technique. We were caretakers for Harry Whitney a few years. Knew him for 6. Learned a lot from him and your ideas about training are much like his. Have you ever gone to his clinics? No. I have heard of Harry. I haven't been to anything that he's done. I can't remember where he's located. But I have heard of him. And I imagine that we'd probably get along just fine if we ever were to meet. Nothing exciting happening here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to head back up the top so I can sit down, because they're not doing anything anyways. So up here we go. Let's see if anybody chucked in any new questions. David, if not done, go to Iceland if you can. Sarah, discover these wonderful. Yeah, David loves Icelandics. He's all over that. David, I sent you an email this morning, so check that out. All right, to the seat. And then you guys can just enjoy a nice view, maybe, like that. All right. Yeah, there's something weird going on here. Let's see. It's a lot of chit chat in here. Thanks, David. I'm glad you like the Patreon channel. It's not expensive. but you know, sort of counting on numbers to help out with making more content takes time and stuff like that. So I definitely want everybody to feel like they get the value out of it. I don't move much when I'm sunbathing either. Miss Dill Pickle, hello. Kimberly's here. Tana's distracted when there are other horses in the arena when I'm taking her up. Any ideas for calming her down? Yes, I do have ideas for that. And then Ida's got one down below. Fjords at equine therapy facilities are awesome horses. Okay, Kimberly. Yes, just like when I was bringing in Gracie, it everything that I did with her started from the point that I got her. Just gonna move back into the shade a little here for me. And so when I'm getting her from the paddock and I'm bringing her out from the paddock, generally I believe you're likely to see the problems from the point of capture. Let's bring you guys around here for a second. Sorry. Just trying to, it's actually quite warm. So distracted horses start distracted, usually, not always. So I would be very sensitive to whether or not I have the horse's attention from the get-go. So when I went to get Gracie from her paddock, I was very sensitive to whether or not she cared about my pace. So I would be almost hypersensitive to her actions and say, no, I don't want you to freak out. I don't want you to go faster. I don't want you to leave. I want you to just go at the pace that I'm asking you to go at, because this is a safe pace for me. And so I'd be really, really particular, super particular. And then there tends to be room for distraction. When you get them busy enough that there isn't room for distraction, and then when they get with you, you sort of reward them and tell them they're doing a good job, kind of thing, and you continue to sort of reassure them. And when they go to leave you again, they get sort of distracted, right? You ask them to come back again. You say, no, you need to stay with me. You need to move your feet around a little. This is where Gracie is. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but it can be enough that they just get distracted by you. So you need to be a bigger distraction or a bigger concern than any other concern that they could have. See how quiet this is the life here. This is what is like all the time. Horses are generally just quiet. I mean, when I capture horse playtime, it is not a common part of the day. A lot of the times they just stand around and sunbathe. I mean, it feels good. I like being out here. So distracted horses, oh, Maria, you could be right. My microphone might not be working if I move away from the camera. That's lame. And you can hear the traffic. All right, that means the microphone's not working at all. I thought I tested it. I should have tested it better than that. Oh well, can you hear me now then? I'm next to the camera. So that's what I would do for distraction, as I would be the distraction. So every time they get distracted, I'd distract them. And then when they stay with me, and it could be anything. It could be just looking off to the side. So when I came in with, I don't know if you guys would have noticed, but when I came in with Gracie, I was I was very particular about whether or not she ran into the arena or she didn't. And she was just distracted. She wasn't paying attention to go slow, so I kept bugging her and bugging her until finally she listened up, or I feel she listened up, and then she walked in. Piggy's down for a nap. I think Lena's next. I'm bummed about the microphone. Oh, Dagmar's here. Hello. So the ideas for calming her down are really to get her to be with you. Again, when she's with you, pet her, tell her she's really good, rub her on the withers or the nose or something. Gracie's still wandering. I wouldn't be surprised if they all sort of just laid down and enjoyed their time here in the summer. It feels like summertime. It's not summertime. And so with enough consistency and quality, you'll make a big change. It'll be a big change. So consistency is a big deal. A big deal for that. Okay. So Kimberly, let me know if that doesn't help. Let me know if you want any more information, any more details. I'll be happy to talk more. Grace is down. Ida says, you're talking about sensitivity. You may be right. I saw a woman training a Mustang and she waves the air as if she was petting the horse and get closer until she does. I don't know about waving the air. I think that you might just be acclimating to the fact that you're weird. You know, your hand moves through the air and it's no big deal. I'm not sure if it has much to do with touch or because you've got to get close enough for at least the radiation of heat from your hand feels like something. If it's just in the air generally, I don't know if it matters. I'm curious as to what you mean. Oh, look at her. Everybody just ignores her. Gracie's so strange. Carla, thanks for joining up Patreon. That's cool. Thank you. Harry Whitney's home base is in Salome, Arizona. He holds clinics there in the fall and spring. We're interested. He does clinics in northern ranchers at Horsey. That's right. I think I remember him up in Alberta or something like that. And I've seen a couple of videos of him doing. Yeah. Doing interviews. Well, there you go. There's your action for the day. Wonder what Sky would do with the girls. He's always by himself when the guys are in. He loves the girls. He gets pretty bothered and would like a girl. So I can't remember exactly what he's like when he does that, but I recall thinking in my head, I probably shouldn't put him out with the other boys. I remember thinking that. So seems like they're meditating. Loud and clear when you're near the camera. Good. Have your horses been conditioned to cross tying, specifically when you trim hooves? Steel Pickle, I never tie my horses when I trim them. So no, they haven't been conditioned. I don't even have cross ties here. I think the cross ties completely remove any it's not that I don't teach them to tie. I teach them to tie for the purposes of being able to walk away and do something and then come back, but not for when I'm trimming. I definitely want to keep a line of communication very clear. I want my request to stay to be respected, and if not, then I just keep asking. I keep going. To cross tie them also limits the ability for them to look around and be curious. If you watch that one that I did, a little time lapse, you can see that he wants to look around, he wants to sniff, he wants to check me out, he wants to check in. Horses can't check in, they can't check you out, they can't say, you know, hey, that's the wrong foot, or you can't look at them and get an idea of any communication because you've tied their head up on cross ties. Now, to those people that do it, it's fine, it's totally cool. It's not anything I'd say don't do, but I don't do it. It's not what I want to have when it comes to trimming horses. I just find it for especially my own, and that they don't even need it. So I think cross ties end up being sort of one of those things that people need because their horse just wanders off and they don't want to be bothered to try to get them to stand still. So they never learn to stand still unless they're tied. And if they do stand still when they're not tied, then you don't need cross ties. So there you go. Sort of a funny thing. So if I just, it's unusual for me. The only time I might do it is for a horse that would bite. And then in such a case, it's usually under duress in a way, because I would try to work that out so that they don't think that they need to bite. But a lot of horses, and they feel like they need to bite to trim them, they're really troubled horses. You know, they've been bothered enough or been treated poorly enough that they've got to bite somebody when they're getting groomed, because it is grooming. It is simply grooming. So that to me is really bothersome if a horse is in that state. So I would want them to think they don't have to do that. I would work on that a lot. I would do 1 foot at a time and just keep working my way around and try to get that resolved. So cross ties wouldn't be important to me. Super ideas, thanks. I'll try them today. Tana misses Horsey playtime. But she does. Maureen, you keep taking your messages away. I wonder if sorry doesn't tie. I'm feeling a bit sleepy too with Lena and Peggy. This almost looks like a still photo. No kidding, eh? Nobody's moving except for Gracie. Peggy and Lena are just laying around. So. I wonder why the microphone didn't work. I'm a little disappointed. I think I know why. Can you hear my neighbor revving up his snowmobile? Man, it's noisy. Yeah, I think so you guys don't have to tolerate that. And that was going on while I was working with Gracie. I don't know if you guys could hear that crap. That was awful. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna do a very quick reset. Okay. Is that any better? I guess I could just test it myself. Let's see. All right, testing the audio. Nope, I'm still stuck on the phone. Weird. Well, I'll see if I can get that worked out. Yeah, pretty boring. So that's about it, I think. I was hoping to get that part with Gracie in there, but Carla's got to go. Bye, Carla. Good luck with Artisan Junction. Good for you for getting it going. Penny says, how much would they be grazing now if they were in a pasture? They would be grazing, period. That's easy. Absolutely, they'd be off eating grass. So, but we don't have much grass here, and so I have to be careful. I mean, even on pasture, you have to be careful. It's a good place for them to come have a nap, a little lie down and get off their feet. Sounds like the neighbor wants to race. How old is Peggy? I don't remember. 12 or something? No, I don't think she's that old. I can't remember how old Peggy is. Sorry. Anyways, you could see what I was doing. That's good. So cross tying is fine. You know, if you want to cross tie, I think it's fine. I'm not saying don't cross tie. It's a bad thing or anything like that. I generally just think that I would like them to be able to just stand and hang out and be good. And then in such a case, if I can get them to do that, then I just have no need for cross ties. Kathy, and I think I said the same thing. I can't actually turn off the microphone on the phone. When you plug in a plug, it's supposed to revert to the other microphone. Yeah. So, so when it doesn't do that automatically, I'm not entirely sure what to do. I don't know why it doesn't do it. It's like it's not working quite right. Reset the phone maybe. So, sorry. So it's really just it's weird. If YouTube was a little bit better, they'd put which microphone it's using. There'd be some kind of input to be able to select, but there isn't anything to do that with. You just take what you get. That's not Zeus. It's actually the neighbor's dog. Whenever the neighbor is in a vehicle or something like that, the dog just never shuts up. It just barks and barks and barks, and neighbor never tells him to be quiet. Anyhow, so yeah, Zeus is inside. Okay, well, oh, it is rolling. I think I'm gonna leave it at that, and I will get you guys off of the noisy neighbor stuff going on, because it's noisy. And I'll see if I can't yeah, he's working his snowmobiles is what he's doing. He's driving them around on the grass. Getting them tuned up. Okay, I'm gonna go for now, but thanks guys for popping in. It was really great to get some great questions. He's very rarely noisy actually. It's just today. It's by fluke. Just by fluke. Whoa, there he goes. And that's why the dog barks. Anyhow, we'll leave it at that. Thanks guys. I will be back tomorrow, maybe. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye for now.